Yep. Right. Good evening, members, officers, members of the public, and people watching us at home, and welcome you to the Planning Committee meeting. Can I ask everybody to put the phones off, please, or put them on silent? Right. Item 1, apologies for absence. Bill?
Had apologies from councillors Azim, Lal and Todd, and apologies for lateness from councillor Lukey.
Any more? Yeah.
As a Councillor Madi Hasim,
Yeah.
she just sent apologies already. That's fine.
Any more?
Councillor Williams.
That's it. Yeah. Right. Thank you. Item 2 is declaration of interest under the Town Planning Code of Practice or any other communication from members. Yep. Councillor Bowring.
Received an email from someone acting on behalf of the applicant for 765 Staines Road.
I think we all did that. So I received that as well. Same. Right. Item 3. Minutes of the meeting held on 3rd of October. That's from pages 7 to 14. I'll take for accuracy and matter rising together. Anybody? No? Agreed? Thank you. I can sign that. Right. Item 4. 188, 188A High Street, Hounslow, pages 15 to 73. And who's taking that? Okay. Yep, go on.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Good evening, everyone. Before I start my presentation, there is a verbal addendum in the box underneath of the summary, starting with this application is being taken. There is a mistake and it should be read as without significant public interest because it wasn't any objections to the application from a neighboring area. And so I start the presentation. This is the 4th item of the agenda. The full application permission is sought for demolition of existing building and its redevelopment at number 188 to 188A High Street, Hounslow, TW3 1HL. The proposal is to provide a new Part 3, Part 4-story building comprising 478 square meter of retail floor space on the ground floor and the delivery of 16 residential homes across the upper floors. The existing footprint of the site is 590 square meter, which stretches from Hounslow High Street to an alleyway at the back connected to Alexander Road. Here is the existing ground floor layout of the site. Photos showing front of the site seen from High Street, Hounslow. Aerial view towards east. The alleyway to the rear of the site. The locally listed building almost on the opposite side of the subject site. Here is the proposed layout. On the ground floor, the proposal would maintain a retail unit with associated stores, spaces at the back. The large open plan retail space with 2 main entrances give flexibility of configuration of subdivision in the future to be fit for the purpose. This would be in accordance with London Plan Policy SD6 and Hounslow Local Plan Policy TC2, promoting the regeneration of the town center to support its overall viability and retail function. Cycle parking and bin storage for commercial would be located to the rear of the site. This is the proposed floor at the first floor. The scheme would provide residential floor space from the first floor to the upper floor. The scheme would be broken into 2 blocks with a podium at the first floor, providing open amenity space and playground. Here are the proposed floor plans at second, third, and fourth floor, plus roof plans. The proposal would provide a mix of 1 and 2 bedroom homes. 50% of homes would be 2 bedroom, with 25% of them defined as family homes. This is considered to be in line with Hounslow Policy SC3 and London Plan H10. Given the nature of the location of the site, a higher proportion of 1 and 2 bed units is generally more appropriate according to London Plan H10. Regarding affordable homes, an independent third professional body has been consulted and reviewed the submitted viability assessment and have agreed the development would have over £2 million deficit. Therefore, no affordable home is provided in line with London Plan H4. This is the proposed front elevation on High Street. The overall height to the top of the highest part of the building would be 13.5 meters, lower than highest building in the vicinity of the subject site. And this is the proposed rear elevation. This slide shows sections with the separation distance of north and south blocks. The scheme would provide a good standard of accommodation and would have a high quality amenity and play space. Therefore, it would comply with NDSS, London Plan, and Local Plan and other guidances. This is a 3D images of proposed facade showing the proposed material. The proposed material would include red and brown bricks, ceramic tile panels, reconstituted stones, dark gray metal window frame, and aluminum louvers. This is another CGI from Alexander Road showing the back of the proposed development. This is another CGI viewing from High Street towards west. The scheme would be car-free. The residential entrance on the main front elevation leads to 2 courts and to the bin and storage, cycle storage with room for 28 bucks, incorporating a 50% Sheffield stands, including large ones, and 10 two-tire spaces. The residential home achieved lean CO2 saving of 54%, and the commercial units would achieve lean CO2 saving of 38%. Using high-performing U values, efficient lighting, high-efficient mechanical extractor, electric panel heaters with low air permeability. The scheme is regarded as an appropriate response to the opportunity and constraints of the site and would bring substantial benefits to environment and social economy well-being of the area, notably this raising from the delivery of new homes as well as regeneration of the site and in line with the regeneration of the high street and significant landscaping and increased economy activities. And so overall, the proposal would be in accordance with the objective and policies of NPPF and Local Plan and London Plan and other guidance. Therefore, approval is recommended. End of my presentation.
Thank you, Zahira. Members, questions for Zahira? Yeah. Don Waring first. No, Dan.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Dan, you first. Yeah, go on.
Thank you for your presentation. I just want to just clarify, I think a slight discrepancy. Figure 4 of the presentation, how it details the cycle parking, is slightly different to, if you in the documents section on the planning portal, page 9 of the documents received on the 14th November is a new proposed cycle store. I'm assuming that this hasn't been included in that document because they didn't provide drawings of the whole ground floor, but I just want to clarify that the cycle parking will be as that 14th of November received document, not as we see on the screen.
Councillor, so this is the one that we will approve.
Brilliant, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councillor John Strout.
Thanks very much for the presentation. As you might expect, the bit that's leaping out is the affordable housing part. I couldn't quite follow what was exactly meant in the opening summary. Given the high existing use value of the site, the project generates a viability deficit and therefore cannot support any provision of affordable housing on site, nor can a financial contribution be supported. Given that there's 16 properties going in for 44 people, are the margins so absolutely tight that nothing can be done? Even if something can't be done in terms of making one or possibly two of the one beds affordable, that there can't be a financial contribution elsewhere? I think this is something that the committee would really want to fully understand. So if you could just, and also explain the viability deficit, does that mean they're doing this at a loss?
Exactly, there is a loss, and then according to the review of the viability assessment, because of that loss, there isn't no way that can provide affordable homes. So it is why it's happening. And then we had some discussion because previously with the pre-application, the proposal was for 32 new homes. But because of the constraint of the site, it wasn't viable. At that time, it was affordable homes attached to the proposal, but because of the constraint of the site, the number of the homes was reduced, and with this design and reduce the number of homes to 16, it is not from the review which has been done with the third party, independent third party, it is not possible on site.
Follow up to that. So just to be clear, the developer is building this at a loss.
Sorry, Councillor, no, that's not that they're not building it at a loss. I was going to say we're obliged. The policy requires them to have a profit margin attached to the scheme to ensure that development takes place. So what is effectively happening is that they are meant to be allowed. They're allowed to have a 17.5% profit as a part of the scheme. That's essentially built into the development costs. What they are already doing is they're eating a significant portion into that profit margin. So when we talk about deficit, we're talking deficit above a 17.5% profit margin. But just to be clear, this is very clearly embedded in legislation, in policies, to state that developers need a profit margin, as I say, or as you're alluding to, they're just not going to build any houses at all.
Okay, but if you add up and maybe it just doesn't fit into the side, but if you add up the GIA proposed against required, there is space to put some more units, at least one unit in there, by making the others a bit small. I mean, it may not fit the plan, but I just find it hard that we can't get anything out of this that's just going to help our affordable housing. It's a prime site. It's going to make money for someone, and we can't even get a contribution to anything out of it. I just unhappy.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, sorry, Chair, if it's okay. I mean, I don't want to give the appearance of officers not fighting as best we can for affordable housing. The problem with this site in particular is that they have an existing retail store that is profitable, and they're knocking down that retail store and rebuilding it to facilitate these new homes. And the cost associated with doing that is actually quite significantly high. So that eats into the profit margin in the first place. And also there's 16 units being placed on top. Normally you get these quite vast and yieldy viability documents submitted to the scheme. This one's actually reasonably straightforward with well-established property values on this site because they purchased the site not too long ago. So yes, I mean, we do want to reassert that we are robustly seeking affordable housing to then present schemes to planning committee, but it's quite clear the viability is attached to the scheme. So we don't believe this is where the fight lies.
I mean, we know that officers work them hard on it. It's just hard not to get anything out of a site in such a good spot, but I'll leave it there.
Thank you, Chair. I have one question regarding the air quality. Does this development include green infrastructure to help improve air quality?
Sorry. Yes, it does. And we have a specific condition for air quality to make sure that it will comply with the policies and the guidance.
Thank you.
Councillor Sidhu?
Hi, on page 19, 4.2, you got the diagrams of the existing and the proposed. I was just wondering about the building next door. Is that under planning, and is that going to be flats as well? Because the diagrams are different on the east side. I don't know if that's just another planning in progress.
Forgetting. That property as existing, I understand your very specific question here, but what's happening that number 184 to 186, which is the adjacent building, it is the building that has the development, and they are constantly doing the development. What's happening with the second street scene is showing the proposal. The first one is was the existing at the time. So the first diagram is just existing, and the second one is the proposed with the proposed site and the adjacent site.
I can't see any more hands. Do you want to add on something to it, Sarah, or? Yeah? Happy with it? Yeah.
Just one point regarding affordable homes. So we have in section 106, we have added the review stage, the earliest stage and latest stage, in case that if there is any changes that we can support the affordable homes at the site.
Right, thank you, and it's open for debate. Members? Anybody, anything? Any proposals?
We've got no, we haven't got the developer. I know there's no objectors.
No, there's nothing, nobody here. No.
There's nothing. Notwithstanding the lack of affordable homes, it looks like a good development. Hopefully it's going to bring jobs. It's bringing houses, not the right sort of houses. We'd like some more affordable, and it's got high levels of sustainability. Therefore, I'd move that it's approved.
Approval. Anybody seconding? Okay, it's been proposed and second. Okay, I'll take a vote for the proposal, for the approval. Councillor Carey, you can't vote. Came in late. Yep, it's unanimous.
Yep, we have
Anybody
8-4.
against?
That was all 8.
Yeah,
Chair,
no
so-
abstentions, yeah. that's
Yeah,
fine.
8-4, no against, no abstentions, so that's carried.
So that's been approved, yeah. Thank you. Right. Item 5, 765 Staines Road, pages 74 to 126. And who's taking this one? Yep, Ahmed. Sorry, Councillor Kenny, you came late, so you couldn't vote in the. Okay.
You're back on the team.
While you're waiting, after this is a presentation, so members, please stay behind. The presentation after the meeting.
Good evening, councillors and members of the public. Should I just get straight into the presentation? Right, brilliant. We're talking about 756 Staines Road in the west of the borough. On screen, is the location plan. The application site in red and blue is other land in ownership of the applicant. The site is adjacent to the Ascot Road locally significant industrial site, which is just to the left of the red line. This is an aerial image of the site showing the plot in red and the eastern portion, which lies within the green belt. Next on screen is an actual map of the Lower Feltham green belt. Relevant history on this one is the site has a consent for a industrial unit from 2005, which was a material consideration in the assessment of the planning application. That's what that previous scheme looks like. Again, we've got landscaping in the eastern greenbelt portion with the industrial unit located outside of it, and those were the elevations of that previously approved scheme. This is the current proposed site plan showing the existing access of Staines Road retained and improved, the industrial unit servicing area, car parking, cycle parking, refuse, and to the east, the landscaped area, which also is part of the amenity space for prospective employees of the scheme. That's ground floor core plan, first floor core plan, indicative landscaping, some of the elevations, sections along Staines Road and from other views. This is the proposed plan of the site adjacent. So on the very first slide, you saw the area in blue. This is a CGI provided by the applicant showing how this scheme, which is in green, would fit in to the consented scheme next door, and then the Ascot Road locally significant industrial site to the left of that. In summary, the application would provide a new industrial unit with a total floor area of 3,828 square meters. It's designed flexibly, so it can be used in a variety of use classes, e.g. III, B2 and B8. It's a sustainable scheme, increase in habitats, and on screen is the potential jobs created by the scheme. Heads of terms, and that's the end of my presentation. Over to any questions or clarifications.
Thank you, Ahmed. Questions for the officer? Councillor Bowring?
Approximately how much solar panels are there?
I'm not sure of the specific number of solar panels, but what I can tell you, Councillor, is that the scheme, it has 112% on-site savings. We also have a condition requiring details of those PV panels. I'll have to look at the energy strategy to find the exact number.
Did they require a sort of a glint and glare assessment? Because how close are to Heathrow Airport?
That's correct. So Heathrow are a statutory consultee, and they raised a number of conditions in the red scheme next door, which include in the areas of bird hazard management, glint and glare, radar systems. So those conditions have been accepted with the applicant and have been come from Heathrow themselves.
Okay, any more questions? Yep. Councillor
Just out of interest,
Johnston, yep.
can you just orient that's the green is the one that we're looking at today.
That's correct, yes.
The orange is the already approved.
That's correct.
Can you just orient? So then that picture you put up.
Yes, I'll go back
Can you
to
just
that
orient?
screen.
I'm sure it's me not being able to orientate myself, but can you just orientate us onto that and how where the green and orange is on that side, please?
Yes, absolutely. So where you see the eye, that symbol there, that's our application site.
Yeah.
That pond that's further to the east is relocated to the center of the site in the other application, and that's why we've got a unit closer to the roundabout and one to the south near Escort
That's
Road.
clear. It's because they're both orientated a different direction. It makes
No,
it.
that is correct, yes.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Right. Any more questions? No? Anything to add on? No?
Nothing from me, Chair.
Okay, it's open for debate. Members? Any proposals? Yep. Councillor Boring?
This is an excellent application. It's above and beyond policy in many areas, compliant in all others, as I can see. I think we should approve it.
Okay, have we got a seconder? Yep. So it's been proposed and seconded. I'll take a vote for the approval. It's unanimous. Nobody against? No abstentions? Yep.
For the record, that's 10 votes for, no abstentions, none against.
Thank you, Bill. Item 6 was the addendum report. 7, any other business? I don't know if there's any. I wasn't told any. Number 8, the next meeting will be on 9th of January, 2025. So this was the last meeting of this year. Thank you very much for attending. Meeting closed, yep.